Good morning from Lexington, Virginia. We're getting ready to head over to the horse center and learn as much as we can today about Arabians, half Arabians, and sport horses. I come to the town of Lexington, Virginia every year for Region 15, which is now Region 15-16, COVID, whatever. And I always come, it's always July 4th week. July 4th is tomorrow, and so the town of Lexington, Virginia is getting ready for a huge parade later today. It's one of my favorite towns and also the home of Virginia Military Institute, amongst many other historical treasures that you can visit while you're here. As you can tell, it is a mountain town. VMI is tucked in over here where we just left, and it is slowly growing in population due to the horse shows. This is now Starbucks. Today we're going to learn about how to be kind to others, respectful of other breeds, respectful of other disciplines. I'm going to be sharing with you all of the disciplines in the main arena Arabian, half Arabian show, as well as the disciplines within the sport horse venue. About 25 years ago, the Arabians sectioned off for sport horse Arabian. The Arabians are a very athletic breed, and they decided they had really great opportunity to dive into dressage and hunter jumper. So they brought in hunter jumper judges as well as dressage judges to judge dressage and now Western dressage as well. And they also do in-hand and under saddle where they ride the rail, and the judge judges them on whether or not they have the capability and talent to be a dressage or hunter jumper horse. In the main arena, they kept the same classes, classic Arabian breed show. So you'll have your Arab horse at halter, your saddle seat, English pleasure, country pleasure, park, driving, side saddle, Western. And again, all of these also have amateur, junior, and open. Hold on, there's more. I'm sure there's more. Native costume, hunter under saddle. For the main arena is going to look different than in the sport horse arena, but there's plenty more. I want you all to learn that this is what everyone does here in the Arabs, and some things work for you and some things don't work for you. But this channel, Mindset Equestrian, is about embracing other equestrians, learning how to talk to each other, learning how to ask questions of each other, learning about different disciplines and breeds, learning how to be open-minded, and if we have a question, if we have a doubt, to learn how to respectfully ask that question or respectfully not comment, or maybe even just leave a heart instead of a negative one. Remembering that these people are doing what they love. We do not condone abuse on my channel, but they are going to be completely different bits than what you're used to, completely different saddles than what you're used to seeing, which I think is amazing. I'm hoping that I can continue to do this with other breeds and other disciplines, as long as everyone embraces the new knowledge that I'm able to bring to you, the new people, the new horses I'm able to bring to this channel. I want everyone to feel safe and comfortable learning to ask positive questions and getting positive feedback. So I ask, as you watch the rest of the video, if you have any questions and concerns about anything that you see, instead of leaving any nasty comments, to either change your tone a bit and ask it of a question or privately message me. There's a quiet morning here at the horse complex. Again, one of my favorite venues of all time. You get to watch the sunrise over the mountains. Usually there's an incredible rainbow as well. The dressage courts for the dressage shows are all here, and I just showed you part of the cross country. The cross country is amazing, but you'll see Region 1 dressage championships here, usually the GAIAC or the BLM, but this is the home of Region 15-16 for the Arabians. They do have dressage up here today, and in the lower arenas they will have hunter jumper, and in the main arena they will have their main ring. Far back is the sport horse arena where they will do sport horse under saddle, and then they'll have another dressage way far back. This place is massive, so we're going to be all over so that we can learn as much as we can while we're Lexington, Virginia. It is surrounded by the Maury River. Maury River Road is actually where the horse complex is. I like to come to the river. This is actually on the way into town near VMI. We have guests here. There were ducks here on the way down. No, you can't like tube down this unless it's really up. And anyone this year, 2024, knows we're not up in water. There's also part of the Maury River on the backside of the horse complex. Most people don't even know it exists. There are also horse trails there. I could live here. I could also sit here all day. I'm walking into the Real Arena, which is on the far side closest to the highway. Not really close to the highway, but if you've ever been here, you've got the mountainside with cross country and the main arena, and then you have the Real. The office for the Real is here, and so this facility can actually host several shows all at once. And now we're going to the sport horse. Usually the sport horse is in this arena, and later on today the dressage will be in this arena. There is Warmup in the other arena, and also if you camp here, there are showers in this building here. When we go in, we're going to be watching sport horse in hand. They divide it by region, so there's region 15 and region 16, and there will be 2 different triangles. This is the show office for here. Regional awards, each region has their own roses. The sport horse in hand should be run very much like hunter in hand or dressage in hand, the sport horse for us as well. It is not based on stability, it's based on movement and conformation as a sport horse, as a dressage horse, or as a hunter horse. And they are allowed as Arabs to run with different types of equipment. So like sometimes you'll see them with a rein braided into the mane and then a lead. I have seen that here at the Arab shows. They also walk in with their own test sheets, which you will not see at a normal in-hand show. So they're given their in-hand test sheets at the entrance, and then they walk in and hand it to the judge. This horse is stunning, I'm not even gonna lie. And then they set up just like we do. There, is she a half? What's her? Half Dutch, oh, there you go. I saw her walking by and I was like, I need to get her. So again, dressage type. This horse is lovely. And yes, you can talk to the judge when the judge asks you questions. So this is even more of a different connection. I believe this is allowed in hand for us as well. So she's just got it on one lead and then connected to the bit. She is trying to encourage him to her, this is a mare, to start to, what's the breeding? Okay, all right. Yeah, this horse is lovely. Do you take her to dressage breed shows also?
Yes.
So it's just like with us. She's gonna do the walk. We're watching you walk away to see straightness. We're watching overall backswing. We're watching you walk straight towards us. So if you notice the handler gets out of the way and shows the horse to the judge, completely straight. You're coming to tell me how to go. She's gonna turn, smile at the judge. The horse is gonna show up and then step to the trot. Again, we're judging straightness here. Welcome to the... And remember, fussy, we're warm blood people. We're used to it. If you notice she does not have a helmet on, USDF requires USDF shows to show with a helmet on. AHA allows you to not show with a helmet on. You can show with or without one. In theory, she'll walk past you, turn her around. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And now they go over to this triangle to show. They follow me on TikTok, and that is the owner. They'll go over to this triangle to show for a different region. So one is region 15, one is region 16, and just like us, they'll have a scrap. We're here in the northern arena for dressage. My riders already rode this morning at 7:30. This is a championship show. Again, this is Region 15, Region 16. And for the Arabians, for the regional championships, you cannot show with a whip, but you can have a collar. This is where we do throughout the week. And the dressage may actually stay here, and they may keep the triangle area open for sport horse under saddle, which unfortunately I will not be here to video for you all. But it is to show ability for sport horse. Again, sport horse dressage and sport horse hunter jumper. They usually put the jumps here. They do not have them set up for some reason just yet. But the jumpers were trying to school this morning. I think they were told they were going to be set up and aren't. That's how it goes. To show Arabs or AHA, you must have an Arab registry, meaning you can't have bought a horse at auction and DNA test it. It has to have papers for Arabian or half Arab. You cannot breed a half Arab to a half Arab and get a half Arab. You have to breed a half Arab to a purebred. Don't ask me why. Remember, I don't have the why. I just am giving you the information as I have it. But you can show at these shows and at local Arab shows. The year-end awards for Arabians are fantastic. Usually your state or area will have some sort of Arab club or membership. We have NCAHA, which is actually run by one of my students, Jackie Doughton, and several good friends. It is a great organization, and they also do their own year-end prizes, as well as AHA and USEF give out year-end awards as well. And nationals is going to be different rules than regionals, and regionals are going to be different rules for AHA than USDF. So always when you're showing, make sure you check the rules. You have stewards here at the Arabian Association shows, so you will go ask your steward if you have any confusion about the rules. We have TDs, technical delegates, for the dressage, for USDF. But for Arabians, you will go ask your show management to talk to your steward if you have any questions. At this show, we do have ring stewards, different than your actual show stewards. Ring stewards are going to help to keep the show running. They're going to do your bit check. They're going to make sure you don't have a whip on the way out, not on the way in. Check your spurs, check for blood, check for legality, and if there's a question, they will call your steward to come over and answer the questions and or make sure that you are legal. I just rode Rose. An intro.
She looks like she could fall asleep right here.
She is also on the same calming agent supplement, legal, by the way. They get back numbers, so it's not as important to tell your judge who you are because the judge and the scribe can see the back numbers. Also, at an Arab show, from all the ones I've been to, you can have the horses out grazing without numbers on. When you go to a USDF show, you cannot leave the stall without a number on. And he is the one checking our bids. We always make sure we thank our volunteers, and even if they're paid, we thank them. Yeah, Jackie had a great ride. We're waiting on scores. Rebecca had 2 great rides. We're waiting on scores. So I am only here for a few hours, and I am not sure that I can get through everything that I need to get through. So we're going to drive around to the things I see that I can show you. There are several different things warming up, but they're not going to all show while I'm still here. So what I want to show you is the hunter under saddle mane ring. The tails are braided. The manes are braided. They do look like hunters. Congratulations to you when you make it to the video. Hunt seat saddle, that kind of thing. This, hold on, let me see if I can do it. Let me see, where's this horse? This horse is just being lunged. Wait, that one's just being lunged, but that is a saddle seat or country pleasure browbands, country pleasure browband or English pleasure. It's one of the saddle seat types. You know, the very, very expensive outfits. Let me show you some stall fronts. Let me see. It's all right. Everybody's having a good time. So I'm just gonna drive like this, and I'm just gonna show you some of the stall fronts, and we'll zoom through really, really fast. This is what it looks like, and this is low key for them. This isn't nationals. This is just regionals. We've already seen some of the in-hand. We've already seen some dressage. We did miss the carts this morning, but the carts did go. We won't see any of the park, which is the really high lifted horse. Not what you're thinking. It is really fancy, high lifted, really like the really cool dressage horse has been on crack a little bit with a saddle seat looking outfit, for those of you all who are not very familiar with the outfits. And We're missing native costume. There's Liberty, where the horses kind of get turned out for one song. You can pick your song. You have to be able to pick and catch your horse. And it's judged on the movement. All fronts, this is Rick Galt. He is in North Carolina. Garland, Tommy Garland, used to have a show on RFG-TV, I believe. This is kind of what it looks like. The warm-up, the coaches, the trainers, and the grooms stand in the middle of the arena. This is going to be English or country, I'm not really sure, warming up right here. You will see the tails braided up into themselves, and we'll discuss that in a little bit, or see it better in a little bit. But the tails are braided up into themselves because the tails go really long. They want a really long tail, and they don't want it to drag the ground in the warm-up. Is the groom taking the tail down before this group goes in? And I believe it is country due to the young man's hat. Could be wrong. They ride in a double bridle and a saddle seat saddle. This is also Western warming up. They can ride just like in the pleasure horses, the quarter horses I should say. They can ride in a Rommel or a Rommel rein, which is what the girl in the blue is doing, where her hand is in the middle and then the other hand holds the excess. They're in much more of a rounded frame and a little bit more forward than what you're used to seeing for Western with other breeds. In the main arena, not in sport horse, but in the main arena, you can add pads to your horse's feet to help them lift. They can only be a certain weight. If the shoe is thrown during the class, they will bring a farrier out and the steward. The steward will weigh the shoe and the farrier will tack it back on and the class will continue. That is the long tail we're talking about. This one doesn't even look like it does have a little bit of a pad, but it's truly just a pad. And then the Western horse does not have pads. But grooming is really, really important in this world. It should be in all worlds. That is just black electrical tape. They will pull it down right before the horse goes in. This is walk, trot, walk, jog, 10 and under. So you get to see the hunter braids. So the hunter type horses, you can braid the tail completely up like that. And then they'll do white little braidettes to help kind of emphasize the neck bend and the tail. Why would they braid the tail up? Well, it's not as long as the others, and or I'm gonna move, and or to help make a good clear difference between your horse and another horse that might look similar in the arena. This is a victory lap. Hopefully I don't get in trouble because you can't really see these kids. Again, this is a hunter under saddle type. This horse, in my opinion, would also do really well in a sport horse. The little cute blinker. Okay, they're helping. So there was a little bit of a traffic pileup. Here we go. So we have people to help the youngsters, and they're in the white coats. And what happens is on the lineup, the people in the white coats, and this happens with all breeds, by the way, will come and help stand with the horses. This is also a unique difference between a lot of different shows. In the Arabians, and I hope other breeds, I know Frisians, we want to see them hype up. During breaks, the judges stand in the middle, and in the evening, I believe after 6 p.m., they will dress in formal attire as it is considered formal. That's where you're going to have your fun classes, like the costume, show hack, the native costume, the show hack, the park class, where it's really like big, powerful whoop whoop with the crowds as well. Hoping to video as they come in. They'll be coming in from over here, but I wanted to discuss briefly the names. Barn names are going to be initials, and this goes straight through with most horses. So if you see an RLF horse, it was Red Letter Farm bred. I used to be Red Letter Farm before I was Mindset Equestrian, when I had an actual brick and mortar farm and a breeding program. So many of my horses are going to be like De La Renta, RLF. That means I bred the horse. When you're in this world, in the Arabian world, it'll be like DA is De La Rosa Arabians. I'm trying to think about some others. I don't know all of them. They are judged the minute they enter the arena. They enter and then they come in onto the rail to the right. I don't know how many are in here, but they haven't closed the gate yet. This is going to be dog show-like. What I mean by that is, are they going to be going by class standard? Are they going to be at frame and or level with the knee via class standard? And it is judged at all 3 gates, a backup and a turnaround. If they break gate, it's generally not so good for them unless it's a really, really high quality horse or the judges missed it. I believe this is double judged. This is definitely one judge with a ringmaster. And I believe this is, so it's 15-16 or 16-15, something like that. So 2 judges in the arena at the same time. They can talk to their horses, they can vocally cue, and as you can hear, the people on the rail can also help whoop whoop, holler holler, wrong diagonal kind of thing. They're gonna halt and they're gonna back up a few steps. This is really kind of where a lot of judges can tell who they want to pick, because they'll make some of these hotter classes stop for a longer period or back up. And it's not like dressage. Like, the count really doesn't matter because these judges don't keep their eyes on the riders. And again, the double bridle classes are going to be a little bit of a hotter horse, so having them walk on a loose rein is going to be the harder thing. If you're going to say anything about the spurs, remember their legs are off and they kind of just tap them with their spurs. Hands are up, and no, they don't have a helmet, so if you have that comment ready to go, just send a smiley face. Not every discipline wears a helmet, and remember, it's not a show requirement. To see all kinds of outfits here, from the English to the Western. Bling, minimal bling. We've got minimal bling outside. Looks like more Western outside. So generally you'll warm up in that arena and then you'll come into the holding area like we did in the try-on video. The holding area will then go straight into the next arena. This is a child, I'm not gonna video her. They use the extra rings for schooling. You will see lunging at all breed shows. Generally the horses stay in their stalls most of the day. Again, I'm sure you all have opinions about that. They keep the horses in their stalls to keep the coat cleaner, to be able to easier train. They do lunge in the mornings, sometimes super early. This is with all breeds. This is also with a lot of disciplines. Let's be really clear. A lot of disciplines do the same exact thing. So you will see them lunging regularly. You will see them lunging before they ride, getting the horses out. This is with a lot more than you think, and we don't need to get into the fact that they leave them up. If you would prefer that your horse stay out in a field, please turn your horse out in a field. Let's just understand that this is how show horses go. And also remember, if you want to look like Kim Kardashian, you have to spend your life like Kim Kardashian. So that kind of lifestyle, that kind of look doesn't just show up. Bobby had a good point. We also have shown dogs many times in the past. Our dogs live in our home and used to like roam the farm. So dogs live in our home. We never caged our dogs, but then show dogs stay in cages. Bobby's with me for the week to help me video and drive and get really good sights. Plus he was helping call and be a handyman for my other riders. Yeah, so same scenario. We just don't judge the show dog people, just like we're hoping you don't judge the show horse people. Not that your horse can't show, it's just that there's a reason why these horses' coats are almost flawless and they get lunged. This is a saddle seat saddle. This is a cutback saddle, I should say, a cutback saddle. They're way more comfortable than you would think, shockingly enough. You kind of ride a little bit more off the back side of the saddle, and your legs go a little bit more forward. They are completely ready to go. All they'll have to do is take that bridle off, and they can lunge them like that as well. This is going to be your hunt seat horse. That martingale you see some Australian dressage riders even use. It's just to help put the ring through, to help the horse kind of come more over the top line and into the bridle. That's going to be your hunt seat horse. You will see most of them booted coming in, most of them booted in the stalls with ice boots or standing wraps, and then the boots are removed when they're getting ready to go in the show arena. If I were able to be here all week, I would be able to show you all of the fun classes. I wanted to start to branch into showing you all different breeds, different disciplines, different classes within the breeds as best I could. I was really hoping to explain the plus slash that you see. That's just earning of points, not just earning of points. They have earned a lot of points. They've won a lot of things, both under saddle and in hand, and they've earned that. Then there's all kinds of ways to like pay in when you have foals so that you get more awards at regional and national shows. I can't get my person here that was going to help me with that until tomorrow, and I have to leave later today. So I apologize, but I am always happy to come back. They have Sport Horse Nationals in Ohio in the fall, Main Ring Nationals in Oklahoma sometime in the fall, maybe later in the summer. I'm not quite sure, but that's in Oklahoma. I will not go to that show, but I might go up to Ohio if I'm needed and or wanted for the Sport Horse under saddle, which means none of the Main Ring stuff will be in Ohio and none of the Sport Horse stuff will be in Oklahoma. Just watched this horse in the arena, and obviously it did quite well. I was just discussing that in the main range you're able to shave above the eyes and then you gloss them with like a Vaseline, right?
Yes, baby oil gel.
To make the eyes look bigger and then to make the nose look bigger, and they can shave the whiskers. Obviously not in USDF, you can't do that, but in the main ring Arabs, you are beautiful. Is this purebred or a half?
Purebred country horse.
Country horse.
Yes.
And this is a double bridle. It is wrapped, the chain is wrapped,
Yeah.
and then again that tail was up. It was up in the first video.
It's down now.
Yeah, as they come out, the grooms, I'm assuming you were groomed, immediately put that up, and then they put the halter on and then walk the horses. And again, you can wrap. So everything is super smooth. You did a great job, buddy. Thank you. What is his name? Do you know? Supremacy.
Yes, Supremacy.
And you did fantastic. It was a junior class? No, it wasn't.
It was
Amateur.
a JTR class.
JTR, which is a junior to ride,
Yes.
not necessarily junior owner. I really appreciate it. What's your name?
Devin.
Devin. Nice to meet you, Devin. Thank you so much. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you were able to learn something. Mindset Equestrian is based solely on being open-minded, feeling supported, non-toxic speech within your barn, within your own head, and outward. I even do it all the time of like, oh, they're gonna use that. We need to learn how to ask the why. Maybe we can say different alternatives. We also need to learn on social media how to be nicer to each other and kinder to each other. So again, if you saw something that you don't like or you heard something that you thought I might be wrong on, there's a way to do it in a very kind way where you can educate me, although I did try to make sure all my words were correct this time. But yeah, we really want in the equestrian community everyone to feel good about themselves, to feel good about proper training in their line of proper training. We also want to realize that there's more than one way to skin a cat. Again, my dogs live freely in my apartment and used to run free on the farm versus a show dog that lives in a cage and gets walked differently. It's just different ways of doing different things, and I'm just trying to bring that to you and hope to continue to do that. I want people to feel safe on my channel, and I want people to feel safe in front of my camera. So I hope we can continue to do that and really grow and really explore as many things as we can in the equestrian world. Thank you so much.